Hello, welcome to today's online filmmaker chat with the filmmaker and subject of My Way to Olympia. My Way to Olympia broadcasted last night on BBS, and it will be streaming on the POV website for a limited time starting today until August 7th, 2014. We're really pleased to have here with us filmmaker Niko von Glasow.
Hello. Hello.
And then the Greek Paralympic boccia gold medalist Greg Polychronidis.
Hello to everyone.
Hello. Whose video is unfortunately not working at the moment, so he's going to be with us via his voice.
Yes, unfortunately.
So please, for anybody watching, feel free to submit your questions. And we'll just jump in and talking about how the film was first conceived. So Niko, first, can you just please briefly describe the film for anyone who hasn't seen it yet?
What to say? I mean, I'm a film director, and I made, I don't know, 10 movies in my life, and 3 of them were documentaries. And I was asked to make a documentary on the Paralympics, and maybe you can see I have short arms. You see my arms? Okay. And I'm disabled. I'm probably, you know, I mean, there are not so many physically disabled directors on the planet. There are a lot of mentally challenged, let's say, directors. And so they asked me to make this film on the Paralympics. The problem is I don't like sport, or I didn't like sport, and I'm not an expert at all. But anyway, I did it, and it was a great experience to meet amazing people.
That's fantastic. And so can you tell us what else really inspired you to make this film? Did you have any, what like prior experience did you have with sports? Did you ever follow the Paralympics beforehand?
No, I never looked at the Paralympics. I really thought, you know, it's kind of an excuse for the public, or for, you know, to have disabled people running around and doing sport. I mean, I have to admit, even now I'm not. I mean, I watch a little bit of football, but I don't know anything about sport. You know, I mean, I'm quite fat. You can see this maybe. I'm doing this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoy eating spaghettis. I like to play chess, if this counts as sport. But I'm really not into sport. And but then, while I was making the film, I met some athletes, and I also thought that athletes, or people who do, you know, kind of sport, are quite stupid because they have no time to read a book. But the funny thing is, then I met a few athletes and found out they are not stupid at all, and they have a lot of in common with me as a filmmaker. The point is, they have to focus. Yeah, they have to concentrate on one thing, and yeah, they are not so far away from me.
Yeah, Greg, how would you respond to that in terms of these initial preconceptions that Niko first had, you know, before he even started making the film?
Actually, I thought when he entered the venue, where I was training, I thought he was doing that on purpose to intrigue me, to say things that would sell with the film. So after that, I found out that he was telling the truth. But
I mean, if you train 12 hours per day and you do this all your life, I thought, really, what, you know, you concentrate on your body, and you leave kind of your mind behind, and I bet in some cases of sport people it's even true, yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, you are the great exception.
Maybe because I'm not doing this all my life. Yes, I started at the age of 20. And,
can I ask you a question while you're fiddling around there with your camera?
I don't know what's happening with my camera.
I don't know, but I want to ask you
20 minutes before it was working just fine.
That's okay. We'll continue the chat.
I can hear you. That's good enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to see you.
So,
Yes.
so Niko, how long did it take to make the film? Can you describe that process very briefly?
I mean, that was the fastest film I ever did in my life.
Wow.
And,
Thank you.
I mean, it was really easy because
because you had the greatest film stars.
yeah, I mean, I looked online on a few on YouTube, and I chose the athletes according their eyes, basically, who was alive and who was the most intelligent people. And then, you know, I toured the world with my lovely film crew, and yeah, and then it was a very easy film. It was a lovely experience.
Wow. So how many months did it take, you know, from conception to the final edit?
2 years.
2 years, okay.
Which is fast for a movie, yeah?
Yeah, that's incredibly fast for a documentary.
You know, it's very, very fast. You know, still, even for a documentary, you need a lot of money, and you have to raise that. And then the biggest problem for documentary or fiction movies is to write the story, to come up with one line, yeah? It's easy to collect material and shoot and do interviews, but if you don't find your inner story, you have a problem. So that is actually the biggest challenge of making a film, to find a story.
And so when you were finding what characters to follow, you initially looked online, saw who drew you from their photos. Were there anybody that you initially interviewed and then didn't end up including in the film?
Yes, there was a Japanese athlete, and she was very keen to be in the film, and then she lost in the Paralympics. She didn't make any medals, and then we wanted to follow her back to Japan, and we went with the whole crew to Japan, and then she disappeared because she was so embarrassed that she lost. Yeah. So in the Japanese society, it is so unthinkable to lose that she, you know, disappeared.
Did you end up feeling with the people that you did pursue an interview that they fit your initial thesis for the film? Like they were helping to prove some sort of point that you initially set out? Or how did that develop over the course of filming?
My way of filming is, you know, I go into my first interview with the cameras on, meaning I knock at the door of someone and then I turn on the cameras and we go in. So the people either like me or they don't. And God thanks they do like me mostly. Maybe, you know, I try. What I want of the people I make films about, that they are honest about their problems and their inner life, and I try to be as well as honest as I can, and they feel that, and so it is for me, in a way, very easy to make films. It is, you know, it's the easiest part of my life when I make movies.
And Greg, can you tell us how did you first meet Niko? What did you think when he first contacted you? You know, because initially he was so skeptical of the Paralympics. How did you respond to that?
Yes, well, first of all, I had a typical email, so I thought that it would be just every simple documentary, but it wasn't like that. It was exactly like Niko said. He knocked on the door first time at the venue with the cameras on, and that was something new for me. And one of the first things he said is that he hated sports and what he was doing there. So I tried to convince him to think in another way. We had a lot of conversation, very enjoyable to me, and those conversation was a new experience. Niko is very good in communicating, and after that, I could say that if you ask me to say if that was a typical documentary, I would say no. It was more like a different experience to me. I don't have the feeling that I participated in a documentary or in a movie or something like that. I have more. I feel that I had something to do with Niko. I can say I already have forgotten the cameras and everything. I just remember the conversations and our trip to Olympia. We had one fantastic day there. I still remember when we played boccia in the stadium and it was forbidden. But most of all, the conversations with Niko. He always tried to to get that something more from me.
How is your girlfriend, Gregory?
She's great. She's sitting right here next to me.
Oh.
We are engaged. We are engaged now.
Oh! I hope I will be invited to the wedding.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Greg, on that note,
Greg,
can you tell us about how you met?
How did you meet her?
Yeah.
Well, she sent me a message on Facebook to congratulate me on the gold medal. And then we meet, fall in love, and now we are together.
Lovely.
Yes.
Lovely, lovely.
And I heard that was after she watched My Way to Olympia, correct?
Please say yes.
Yes, of course.
Good. You have to keep the myth living.
Of course, of course. And then we came together at the premiere.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, that's great.
The first kiss was on stage.
Of
at
course.
the Film Festival.
Yes, and it was the most romantic moment of my life.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
That is so sweet. And so that's interesting, Greg, that you said that your participation in the making of the film was just more about your conversations with Niko.
Yes.
Than feeling like you were a subject. You were like being analyzed in a way. There was like a really nice back and forth between the two of you. And I think
I feel we have that special bond that you say between the two of us.
And it was more than that, I think. It was, I came in a way with my family. My film crew is kind of my family. And there's this lovely family of Greg. And all of them, it was quite a lot of people, yeah? So all the two groups liked each other a lot. Yeah? So there was, it was like a family outing. Yeah? It was not the feeling, there's a cameraman or a sound man. No, there were people in the room, yeah?
Exactly.
Who were really interested in being in the room, yeah? Not only doing the job.
Yes, it was just like I said before. I don't even remember the cameras. I just remember that company,
Yeah. You would need a cameraman now.
And I feel like, I mean, that's interesting in terms of your filmmaking style, Niko, in the way that you really inserted yourself into the film. You were also a subject of the film. And so that created a much different dynamic, perhaps, than other documentary films where it's really the camera relationship with the subject and the camera analyzing the subject. And do you feel like that's an important part of your filmmaking, not just for My Way to Olympia, but other films you've made, where you are a very active presence in front of the camera?
You know, to be honest, when I learned how to become a film director, I was in the actor studio in New York, and I learned how to direct actors and how to act. And I was completely convinced that I'm a terrible actor. And I still think I'm a terrible actor. I'm only good when I'm myself. And I can be, in these documentaries I made now, 3 of them, I can be myself. Because I'm in the film, nothing else than me. And then it's easy. And, you know, and when you like the people you want to make a film about, then it's also easy. And yeah, I like this way of making films, and yeah, it's my way to Olympia.
Yeah, and so with the other film subjects, how, you know, you met them all. How did you establish trust with them? It seems like it was very easy in terms of setting up the trust with Greg. Was there a sense of difficulty with others?
You know, in this kind of intense relationship you have with your subjects or with the people you make a film about, it is always a back and forth. It's a bit like dancing tango. You know, it's always very, very close, but not always, you know, all kind of wonderful. Yeah, I mean, it is an intense relationship, and I don't avoid conflict because this is part of a relationship, and so it varied, but in the whole, it was always good, because I never betray my subjects. I would never, you know, do something against them.
You were always upfront with your intentions when you were making the film, and then that way, even if you did ask difficult questions, they understood and they were ready for that.
Yeah, it's very important to ask yourself when you do something why you do it. You know, if you ask someone, let's say, a question about his sexual problems, then you can ask this because you can ask it out of love and out of sympathy, or you can ask the same question to hurt someone. You know, and if you do it because you really like someone, then nobody minds. Yeah. You understand? It's just the why do I ask? That is very important.
Yeah, and so can you talk about some of the biggest challenges in making the film? What did you think was maybe one of the biggest challenges?
You know, the biggest challenge was actually for me, you know, the Paralympics is a huge event. So we had to run with our camera team from one stadium to the other, physically. It was amazingly exhausting because, you know, then, you know, sometimes, because it was always very important that I was present. So we couldn't work with a lot of cameras, in different locations, I had to run really from one stadium to the other to be on time to film the event and be there with my athletes when they lose or when they win. And that was maybe I lost quite a lot of kilos at this filming, but I gained it again. I'm back where I was before.
So that was really the more practical considerations in terms of just the challenge of following all the subjects where they were at the time, actually at the Paralympics.
I mean, what I can say is what was really difficult, there was one moment when I asked the team from Rwanda about the genocide in Rwanda. Mm-hmm. And they said, oh, this is no problem anymore for us, and you know, we don't want to talk about the genocide, and you know, it's all very okay in our country. Yeah. Yeah. And I said to them, you know, that my father was in the concentration camp in Germany because he was a Jew, and I heard this sentence before, yeah, this kind of denial of pain and suffering. And actually, in that moment, my cameraman freaked out completely. Wow! How I can ask this question? And but I feel it's a very important question. You know, denial of our being is a very important subject in our lives.
How do you feel that fits into the larger theme of accepting and confronting disability, you know, and being physically abled versus what somebody would say like disabled?
I mean, I deeply believe that we are all disabled, everybody. And the difference between you and me maybe is, in my case you can see it, in your case it's better hidden. And if we want to overcome our, let's say, our weakness, then we have to look at it. You know, you can only yeah, you have to be honest about yourself. You know, if you're an alcoholic, you have to admit that you're an alcoholic. If you have cancer, better tell people about your cancer. If you keep it to yourself, you will suffer more than you would if you talk about it. Where is this music coming from? Who is listening to the music?
Maybe that's me.
Oh, turn off the music.
Where is Shannon?
Huh?
Where is Shannon?
I don't know. I see you still in a circle. How is your family?
Fine. They're all fine. Yeah. I can't turn off the music because I'm not at home.
Ah.
Yes, I'm on vacation.
Oh, where are you?
I'm on Mykonos, in a tavern.
Did you buy the hotel?
No. I can't stay for 6 months in a place. I have to quit from everything else, and that's too early for me to quit from everything else.
But I bought a hotel.
In Italy?
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Next year I open.
Oh, I'll be one of your first clients then.
Good. Bring a lot of money, it will be expensive.
I thought you were buying.
No, you can come for free.
Okay, then I'm coming. And how is your family, Niko?
Very good. My daughter just finished school and is going to university now. I'm very proud of that.
Well done.
My son, you have seen in the film,
Yes.
in the premiere, he is completely sport addicted. Terrible. He's doing 4 hours sport every day, which goes a little bit
What
on
sport?
my nerve. And my wife just wrote a travel guide, and no, we are all very well.
That's great. That's great.
Did we
And
do-
what about your new film?
Yeah, I made another film called Shoot Me, Fuck You, Cut, a comedy for teenagers, which goes hopefully to a festival soon. And yeah, that's it. I mean, one movie I made after my way to Olympia.
That's great. I want to ask you, I'm thinking of going to the Ministry of Culture here in Greece to
Yeah.
have my way to Olympia shown somewhere. Is that okay? Do we have to have some
Yeah,
license for that?
Don't worry about the license. Oh, don't say that. Yeah, but you know, yeah, let's do this. We cannot do it also together with Goethe Institute or some other people.
So you like the idea?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Niko, sorry, it looks like I got cut out of the chat just momentarily, but I'm back. So I just want to go on to some of the other questions that we have. So are you in touch with any of the other characters now besides Greg?
Excuse me, can you repeat that?
Sure. Are you currently in touch with any of the other characters besides Greg now?
Yeah, on and off. I mean, especially, yes, we are all on Facebook and yes, except, no, actually with all of them. I mean, Greg, I must say, and don't listen now, Greg, he's kind of he became a real friend. With the others, we like each other, yeah, but there is no, real friendship which will endure. I mean, being a German, we make this difference between real friends and people we know and like. I don't call everybody my friend,
Great. And then Greg, I'm very curious. So in watching the final My Way to Olympia, do you feel like any of your perceptions of the Paralympics were changed?
Excuse me, I didn't hear well.
Great. Let me just make sure my audio is good.
Yes.
So can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay.
So did watching My Way to Olympia change your perception of the Paralympics?
Not exactly. Actually, there were no changes from watching the movie from me. It was just a good experience, what I said before, having Niko in my life. And secondly, I was very, very happy, and that was an anxiety that I had. I really wanted to succeed in those Paralympics because I had that pressure of the cameras on me. I really wanted it a lot, and watching the success on the film gave me a lot of happiness. It was a really high goal that I achieved.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very happy for that. Because you can see, let's say for example, I had some games 2 weeks ago, and I lost in the final for 1 point. In the end, the same happened last year in the European Championships. I was in the final again, and I was going to win, and something happened. That's a game. That's why we love sports, that you can never predict the final result. And especially in Paralympics, where the pressure is too high, I was very happy that I could win. I won gold in those games, the most significant games, and that at that moment I had all the cameras on me, so it was a fantastic moment. And like I said before, it was very good that this moment is in history now with my way to Olympia, you know.
Gregory, shall I tell you a secret?
Yes.
We were not there when you won. We were not there. The camera.
I know, but you are
faked it.
You are such a great director. You're such a great director.
And we had to, you know, the most important moment in my film, we were not there. And then, but that is the power of filmmaking. We could, in the editing room, we made it reality. I mean, I must say he did win gold, so I didn't lie. Just the editing room helped me to make it into the film.
Exactly.
It was really amazing that, yeah.
I think that the way you did all that editing, there is no difference. It would be the same if you would be there at the time.
No, I think it is. You know, normally athletes see themselves on TV or on video when they are winning or something. But when you see yourself winning and then seeing your parents being happy and your friends being happy, and you see it in a condensed form, it's a completely different experience.
Yes.
Because you become you watch yourself in a movie, and that's where I'm really proud of that. This is a documentary, but I'm in the movies. When the people saw this, they cried, laughed, and they were really engaged. And this is really difficult to achieve in a documentary. And yeah, I'm really happy that the audience had real emotions.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
the film is very entertaining and humorous in that way. For example, this woman named Betty Scott wrote on the My Way to Olympia companion website page at POV. She first said that, it's a brilliant film that captures the human spirit. But then actually, on another note, she wanted to add a comment to your final comment in the film, that we're all disabled in some way, that the film also showed her that we're all uniquely abled in some way.
Yeah.
And so, the film, it just makes a really strong point to what you were trying to investigate, really. Then, Greg, do you feel like the hard questions, asked of you, of your relationship with your disability, do you feel like that made you realize something new about yourself and your own participation in sports?
Oh, my first great experience with disability through sport was when in Athens 2004 Paralympics, when I entered at the restaurant. And that was a great experience when you saw all kinds of nations with all kinds of disabilities just in a big room. that time I felt, like Niko said before, that we are all disabled, or no one is disabled, you know? All the world is the same. And when you see that overcome their disability, uh, you really understand that nothing is impossible. And well, I don't know, my English is not enough to to show you exactly how great that moment was. I know that sport has changed the life of disabled, not only of the athletes, but for everyone, because it is the most powerful for them.
Ah, we lost him.
Oh no, it looks like we lost him.
Yeah, we lost
Okay,
him.
well,
Now
I hope he'll come back.
will help out because no, you know, when you are with a certain group in a room, we know all this when we go in a church or we go.
Sorry, I'm back.
There he is, back.
Yes, I'm back.
There's still no camera on.
Yes, I don't know what's happening with the camera.
So, as
it's
you were
the
saying,
most powerful way of showing the world that disabled people just have some obstacles, but they need the way to overcome those obstacles, as simple as a ramp on the, how do you say that? Oh, not on the road, on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I would even say when you know, I don't meet a lot of disabled people in my normal life except myself all the time. And I notice that, you know, people with the real, let's say, in the Western world, a lot of people think they have a problem, but they don't. They just moan about their life, how difficult it is, that their car is not working, or, you know, they have a pimple on their ass. But disabled people have a real problem. And funny enough, that makes them sometimes better and more cheerful people. Yeah? I mean, very often now when I'm together with disabled people, and then I go out of the restaurant or wherever I meet them, I really miss them because it's sometimes or very often more fun to be with disabled people than with so-called, you know, the chicaria in film world, or, you know, the idiots in Cannes Film Festival. You know, it's really more fun, yeah, and nicer people.
Well, and actually, for me, everyone is the same. Yeah, I think there's no funniest or something. Either he's disabled or not. If he's going to be funny, he will be funny.
Yes, but, you know, if you are very spoiled by life, and when you are, you know, kind of rich, yeah, and you know, your only problem is your cocaine addiction, I think that's also maybe why I enjoy traveling in other parts of the world, but only being surrounded by rich and wealthy and physically perfect, so-called perfect people. I don't know. I like people who are not perfect, and disabled people in a way have to be honest about this fact. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe this film teaches me that I like disabled people. Yeah, and there's a difference. I mean, you're right. We are all disabled. Yeah, everybody is disabled, but when you are physically disabled, you are forced to confront your disability, and your the people around you are forced to the same. So if
Yes.
you, yeah, so there is a quality, there is a great quality and a positive aspect of being disabled. You know, it's a culture, and I think if we learn to see it as a culture, yeah, instead of saying, "Oh, we are disabled," you know, it's like, you know, we could be proud about that we are disabled. You know, like, you know, people are proud to be Greek, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, Niko, do you have any advice for disabled filmmakers or new disabled filmmakers who are just starting out their careers in filmmaking? As you know, filmmaking as a tool, as a way of engaging and investigating as
Yeah.
well.
Yes, I have an advice. Write a good script. Work on your script. Yeah. Concentrate on a good story. Study what is a story. Yeah. And see if you have something, a story to tell. Yeah. This is, you know, it is easy to collect material, and you know, but you need a road to walk on. If you don't have a line and you don't have a focused point, one center of your film, if you can't tell me your story, don't make the film. Because you will work many, many years on something and then end up with a mess. And the storytelling, this is what you have to train. You have to be able to tell me your film before you make it.
What do you mean by your film before you make it? Do you mean just what the focus will be, or what the question is that you're asking?
No, the whole film. You know, I can say, I make a film about the Paralympics. I will meet very interesting people, and I will walk around and will meet more interesting people, and then I will do something about the sex life of disabled people, and then I will meet more. That is not the story. You need to know, you know, where do you want to go? What is the ending of your film? Why do you want to make the film? And what do you want to say? Yeah? And you have to, you know, in my case, it was, I wanted to tell the story of basically about friendship. Yeah? So I start my film, you see me in the film lonely. And in the end, I have a friend. And it is about making friends, the film. The film is not about disability or sport or the Paralympics. It is about making friends. And it took me quite a while to find out this little idea, yeah? And that's why the film works. Because I know what story I want to tell.
Yeah, and Greg, similarly for you, what kind of advice do you have for disabled athletes, you know, who want to, you know, learn how to really address, you know, their disability, but also really succeed in the Paralympics or otherwise?
Well, actually, there are two ways, as you said. One way is just for those who want to participate in something, like we say, the mass sport, you know, just to do something, have a good time, train yourself, and that's it. And there's another way of competing in elite competitions and going for the gold. So these are two different ways. In the first, for the ones who just want to participate in something, have sports, have fun, in training, I would definitely say to everyone to take part in this and have as much time as they enjoy to have, and train as much as they enjoy to train. But on the second way, for those who want to win, and actually there was a line in my way to Olympia in the beginning when there's my coach and me, and my coach says that Paralympics, okay, it's for participation, and I reply, well, what participation? There's no participation. I want to win, and that's it. So in the second way, it's like that you have that goal, you want to win. So it is a different way. You have to work hard, train hard. It's much bigger than just enjoy. You have to suffer as well. Yes, because you want it, you have a goal. There's no guarantee that you will succeed, but that fantastic moment that you will have in case you succeed, worth all that work that you have to do.
I mean, this is a little bit the same question, I think. I think Gregory told me it's about focusing. Yeah, that you focus. And the same, I think, is for filmmakers or for artists. You have to focus.
Exactly.
You have to focus. This is, I think, the center word. I mean, I think the two center words for whatever you do is do it with love and focus. Yeah, do it with joy and then focus.
Exactly. It's the same like an amateur filmmaker and a professional filmmaker.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It is amazingly tough to make movies, and it's amazingly tough to get a world, record of or gold medal. It is amazingly tough, and but I think also what is similar between me and Greg is we have no choice. Yeah, we cannot just say, "Oh no, I stop now making movies," or I don't make sport anymore. It's not a question. When young filmmakers or actors or so ask me, should I become an actor or should I become a filmmaker? My answer is no. And then they look at me and they say, how can you say that? I say, if you ask yourself this question, then don't do it. It is so amazingly terrible to be a filmmaker. If you have the choice, do something useful, do something else. Yeah. Because I mean, like Gregory say, to succeed is rare. Yeah, it is amazingly rare. Yeah, then become a teacher or a priest or whatever.
Exactly, it's like you say.
But actually, with priests and teachers, it's the same. You have to focus too, and you have to do it with love. It's But you, Gregory, do you still enjoy doing what you do?
Yes, I do. I enjoy it. It's tough, but I enjoy it, of course. I like that I'm good at what I do.
What is tough? What is tough? The training or the fear of losing? I mean, is the fear of losing?
Both of no, I should say it's the fear of not becoming better. You know, every year uh, the competitions become harder and harder. So you cannot stop at the level that you are. Every year you have to deliver something more, more. And the fear is that will you be able to deliver something more next year and be competitive? You know,
Yeah, but you can't win forever. You can't win forever. You know,
there are a lot of surprises.
and I think also the same. Shall
I
I
know,
shall I stop
but
making movies? Yeah, because I don't want to become one of these bitter
exactly.
old filmmakers who moan about the internet. You know, there will be the day where I have to say, now I stop doing it. Yeah, because
Yes,
yeah,
of course. But now that you are at now that you are at it, that you are doing this,
yeah,
you want to be the best, don't
yeah,
you?
yeah. Unfortunately.
Yes, there will be a day that you will say, okay, that's enough for me, so I stop. There will be that day for me as well, but it's not yet the day, you know. Um,
And
I
so what are,
really,
sorry. Sorry, I
yes,
cut
no,
you
I
off.
just really want to continue being the best. And when we say the best, you cannot win all gold medals. That's impossible. Uh, for example, I had three finals in a row in 2006, 2007, 2008. 2008 was Paralympic Games in Beijing, and I lost all three finals. But I'm very happy that I was in the final when I had more than 60 competitors, you know. And then after that, I was in 2009, 11, and 2012 Paralympic Games. Uh, I had four finals in a row, and I won them all. And now again, I had after London Paralympics another three finals, and I lost all of them. But I'm really happy that I had 3 and 4, 7.
We lost him again.
Oh no. So,
Yeah.
so we have 5 more minutes left in this chat. And so now I just wanted to go on and ask you, what are you working on now? And we can ask that to Greg when he comes back online.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Greg.
Don't
Is
you,
he there?
don't you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, now we hear you again.
Yes,
So,
okay, I'm back.
sorry that cut you off.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Okay, okay.
So if there's anything else you wanted to say about that, and then so we're going to wrap up
Okay.
our chat now, and I'm going to ask both you and Niko what you're working on now or next. So Niko, if you'd like to go first.
No, Gregory, you go first.
Okay.
Come on, tell me what you're doing. He's gone again. Haha.
That's too bad.
Now I will wrap it up. Okay, I just finished a film called Shoot Me, Kiss Me, Cut, or Shoot Me, F You, Cut. It's about a bunch of teenagers who are doing a documentary on themselves, and they start off to try to do Romeo and Juliet, and they end up with Pretty Woman. And it's a film filmed, yeah, by teenagers and directed by me. And it's a very good film. It's very, very funny. So if you see a film next year called Shoot Me, Fuck You, Cut, that's mine. And I'm working on a film on educating women and girls, because I believe that if we want to change the world, it's about education for women. And I work on a movie with actors. called My Way, a girl from Tibet. It's the story of a little girl coming to a super rich New York family. And I'm opening a hotel next year. And yeah, that's it.
That's so lovely. Congratulations for all of your new upcoming films.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have a lot that you're working on concurrently.
Yes.
And for Greg, maybe we can also just sort of summarize what he's doing now. If you, oh, there he is again.
Sorry.
As we said earlier. Greg, perfect timing, actually. So we're just about to wrap up, but we wanted to know what you're up to now, and including getting married, of course.
Yes. No, my sports goal is Rio Paralympics. So the first goal is to.
I think the line is not getting better.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He wants to win more gold medals and he wants to be the king of the castle. That's it.
Exactly. I don't know if you hear me. Exactly.
I know you.
Well, congratulations on everything you've accomplished since the film. You know, and I hope that you will continue getting those medals. When are you getting married?
Hopefully next year.
Next year. That's very exciting.
Hmm.
Well, that's great.
Yes.
And so, if
That's
there's anything else
my
that you'd
great
like to say-
achievement.
Mhm.
That is my greatest achievement.
Very good. I agree. My greatest achievement that I'm already 34 years married to the same woman. That's also a great achievement.
I know, that's fantastic.
A woman who can stay with me for 34 years, that is a great achievement.
Yes,
for her.
she's a superhero.
Yeah. So I think our women, our wives or girlfriends or whatsoever, they are the real heroes in our life.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up now. Thank you so much to both Niko and to Greg for participating in today's online chat. We really appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you very much.
And just for everybody
Thank you.
watching, you can visit the My Way to Olympia companion site at POV to watch the full film online for free before August 7th, 2014. And then you can also visit our site to see an extended interview with Niko, have a film update, download a discussion guide, and other viewing resources. So thank you once again. We're signing off now. Okay, goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.